what's up? It's Corey. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for clicking. Thank you guys for coming. Hopefully subscribing. You guys, I've been wanting to do this video for quite some time now. Finally, obviously we got the time. We're here. We're in beautiful New York, the best city in the world. I'm here with my bestie, Dana.
Hello.
Say what's up.
I'm
What's up?
Dana. I'm from California.
Immaculate. A little backstory. I basically did a video like my freshman year of college, kind of just speaking about the pros and cons of going to school out here, and so much has changed. I viewed that video like last week and I realized there was like 30-40 comments that I didn't respond to, so I'm sorry if that's you. I could assume that you're not in that same stage of your life, so I don't even know if you need those answers anymore, but I thought it'd be really cool to do like, an updated, you know what I mean? Bring in my friend, let's talk about New York. What is it like living in New York at 23?
Yeah.
You know, I don't, do you sit at home and think about that? Probably not. Probably not, but like,
You sit at home
and think, like, I do. Cause I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing out here at 23 in the best city in the world? Like, my parents will not stop reminding me that, oh, you live in New York, da da da, you know?
So hopefully through this video we can give you guys an idea if you don't live here.
Sure.
We can give you an idea of what New York is really like, whether you want to come here for school, whether you want to just move here after school, college.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
And the ugly.
Why did you even, what made you, I'm from Jersey, so obviously coming from Jersey to New York, right across the bridge, pretty much of an easy move. Why for you? You traveled across the country.
Yeah, so basically in high school, I really didn't know like what I wanted to go into really. I originally wanted to do biology.
Yeah.
Way different than now, but I applied for like a few different places. I got accepted to UC Chico, and I got accepted to Pace University in New York City. A lot of people from my dance studio applied to Pace, so that's kind of how I found out about it. It's like a very big performing arts school.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got into Pace, and I was like, I can either go to Chico and stay in California. And I went and visited it, and it was very much like hippie town vibes. Like it wasn't for me. So I decided to move to New York. I'd never been here before. Came here. This is the first time I ever came here.
Really? I never came to New York.
Not once. The first time I came here was when I was here. And I didn't know anything.
That is so crazy, because she's traveled, like.
Yeah. I mean, I've been a few places, but really not in the US, like really that much. So, yeah, no. I came out here, I'd never been here before. I didn't know anyone. So if you don't know anyone in New York, like don't be afraid to just make the move, because you'll meet tons of amazing friends, amazing people. But yeah, no, I came out here and it's like the best decision I ever made.
100%. I feel like so many of the people that we surround ourselves around have the same idea of like coming to New York was probably the best decision that we could have honestly made in our younger lives. Obviously, right after high school, because that's a really big decision. Like, where am I going to spend the next 4 years of my life? Like, where am I going to do that? You know, I know that I didn't want to go to a traditional college, which is why I feel like it led me to come to a city.
See, that's one thing that I maybe regret a little bit. Is
really?
The New York College Experience is completely different than anything else you're gonna get anywhere else. Like, it's like you're just moving to the city just to move here. It's like the school is right in the middle of all the other different buildings. Like Pace is in the financial district, so it's just surrounded by like normal people going to work and stuff. Whereas sometimes I do miss out that I didn't have the football games, the big stadium, the college town. Like, we had a college community, but it was more so just like, it was just New York City in general. You just like you're living here.
That's what they would say. Like, I remember orientation, they were like, New York is your campus. And I really didn't know what they meant by that until I got there. I'm like, oh, okay. So, like, we just have a building with a library in it where we can go to do our classes.
And then there's another random building here and another random building here. Yeah.
And that's it. And I don't know, so one thing about the New York City School, I feel like they're all different, especially in sizes. Like NYU is substantially larger than Pace. So going into Pace, it almost felt like we went into another high school.
Like an office building.
Like literally just with a bunch of, you kind of knew everybody, especially in our grade. I felt like
we didn't have that many.
Yeah, there really weren't that many. Which honestly, there's pros and cons to that, because it led us to find people that you really liked, and we formed that group.
And our friend group we met since the first year of college. Like
literally.
now we live at the reason we're filming this video right now because I live like 7 streets down.
They followed us.
Yeah. So
I don't know. Like being in New York, you're led to so many different opportunities and just different connections, and that's one thing that I definitely wanted to highlight in this video is taking advantage of connections and taking advantage of friendships and opportunities, all that stuff like that, and not procrastinating. That may have been one huge thing that I did a little bit. All of us, yeah, you know, beginning stages of our college career, I feel like I was
what's one thing you wish you could have done sooner, Corey?
Oh, probably get an internship. Yeah, like I don't know. I wish I got an internship like freshman year right off the bat because there's so much opportunity in New York.
And guys, the one thing, it is so easy to get distracted. That is the one thing. There's so, especially if you're coming from a small town or you're coming from somewhere that doesn't have this many things to do. You come out to New York and you're like, oh my gosh, it's a whole new world, and you want to do everything under the sun. And it's so easy to be like, maybe I won't go to this one class. Like,
right?
Don't do that.
Nah. I mean, but that's the thing. It's like, I mean, I bet it's like that in other colleges too. You know?
Definitely.
But kind of goes back to distractions of like, there's always something to do in New York. I remember freshman year, me and my friends, we walked into like the Rihanna Diamond Ball event. Like, you're not gonna do that in like at Susquehanna University. You know what I mean? Like in the most random, you know. So like I said, there's pros and cons to everything. I think it's really having that one determination, having that balance, and really knowing the purpose. You know, my purpose for all of our purposes for moving to New York was to start a career. And luckily, we're all doing that. You know, like we both graduated already. You know, we're kind of finding our footing right now. I think that's kind of the biggest thing at the age we're in right now. Is kind of finding our footing, finding where we fit in our professional life.
23 is definitely not the easiest time of anyone's life, but
being 23 here, I've honestly feel like I've found a good balance for maybe not saving money, but I know how to
where to spend it.
Where and how to spend my money wisely.
I always regret the one thing I always regret spending on is Ubers.
Oh yes,
Ubers. I regret it every time.
Yes, I don't remember the last time I was in Uber by myself. If I'm Ubering, I'm with somebody else. Because like Ubers nowadays, that's what I'm saying. When I came to New York, 2018, Ubers were like, you can get an Uber in the vicinity. They're still around like $8 to $12. Like that is from my address to my address would be $8. Like I get an Uber from here to here, and I know I was about to say it too.
From here to here,
and it's like $8. You know what I mean?
You can live in New York, and as much as it pains you, a lot of your check is going to go to rent.
Yes. So
you have to find ways to.
That's why I feel like some people are like, oh, I can't go to New York because you hear expensive. There's ways. There's really ways. Like if you move to LA, I don't know about LA. You think so? Okay.
LA is expensive.
LA is expensive. But I do obviously like New York. We have public transportation, so that is a better expense. Like in LA, how do people kind of get around? You need a car.
Yeah, well, I'm from Temecula, so you need a car to go anywhere. In LA too, they have subways, but it's not like here. Here it's like anywhere you need to go, you can take the subway. I've never had an issue where, unless I'm going to like somewhere like so random far away, I've never had an issue using the train. New York has given me a lot of confidence in return.
And that's what I'd say, like, there's so many, like you said, there's so many people, and I'm only my one person. That's the way I look at it, is like, I could only be me.
It's given me a sense of like actually finding individuality in myself, and like I feel like back in Temecula, I was constantly trying to be like everyone else. Like that was one, and just being in high school and stuff, you know, you're always trying to be like the person sitting next to you. I feel like New York really gave me the opportunity to explore not just what other people think is cool, but what I think is cool, and it gave me, I think, confidence in myself and my own voice. To just like what I like and not necessarily care like what other people think, because that's another thing, being surrounded by this many people. Like you said, there's no choice. There's really no other way to live than to just like be entirely who you are, because you're gonna find someone here that is going to completely love that. You're gonna find friends that support everything you do, And if you have friends out here that aren't supporting everything you do,
cut them off.
cut them off.
Cut it. Yeah, I mean, that's why if you're literally thinking like, you know, I want a new crowd of people, like New York really is for that. Like there's so many different types of people, which kind of sectors me into my next topic about dating. Like, because, you know, you would think like, oh, there's so many people, like, dating was great. Like, I genuinely feel like because there's so many people, it kind of makes it a little bit harder sometimes. Like, in the sense that...
In the sense that...
No. In the sense that... No.
Yeah, have you seen that? I feel like you see someone, you get kind of fascinated with them, you're like, oh, okay, whatever, and then you turn your head and you see somebody else and you're like, wait, like this, you know? Whereas when I was in Jersey, it's like, I just see that one person and I'm kind of like set on that person. Like, I know everyone else around me, sort of thing. New York, you're constantly seeing new people, new faces.
And there's just so many gorgeous people that live in this city.
Gosh, I know.
So
I try to stay away from them. Like,
it's better that way.
No, for real.
So, me personally, I met my current boyfriend on Bumble. I think it was Bumble. Okay, one of them.
One of them.
You know, they do work, and you know, Bumble's great. But Corey just recently shared with me that he deleted his dating app.
Oh yes. I was like, what? Yeah, no, I deleted my dating apps, you know, solely because I feel like sometimes being here, you kind of get out of the sense of like real dating, you know? I kind of want to go back to like
organic meeting.
Yeah, organic meeting someone in person. Like, I'm tired of the online dating type of vibe. I mean, it works. Like, it's worked for me in the past for the time being. It's worked for her for the time being, a couple of times actually. And, you know, I don't know. I feel like I'm missing that like actual connection of, oh shoot, I like you like me, you know, like right in person, not like we're talking on the phone for a bit.
Also, the thing of like maybe like friendship first before it turns into something.
Exactly. Oh, and also another thing is I feel like a lot of people that are on the phone are always looking for something. Like I don't want to look anymore. I kind of want you to just fall in my lap, you know? You know? So yeah, so I deleted dating apps off my phone. I think dating apps are they come and go. They come in seasons for each person. They really do come and go in different seasons. So
and I was telling him earlier too, like as far as dating in New York, I think you're not gonna meet the love of your life at the club. So let's keep that in mind.
She said that to me because she thinks that, I mean, and you know, I don't intend on that happening, but sometimes I feel like I want that movie moment where I'm dancing, and I turn my head and I see this person, they caress my face, I caress theirs,
so cute.
you know?
No, but
we're in the bathroom. That's honestly been the theme of my life for the past, since 2018. I think the theme of my life has been evolving.
Yeah.
It really has been evolving.
Evolution.
Evolving into who I'm supposed to be, you know? Not me now, but I am proud of who I am now, but with who I'm supposed to be at the end of it all.
And there's so much still that we as a friend group want to accomplish. Like every single person in our friend group has a different goal or a different aspiration, and we wholeheartedly all believe in each other that we can make those things happen.
I mean, yeah, it's extremely important surrounding yourself around like-minded people with ambition, you know? In New York, you need that, because sometimes you can get into like this stagnant spot of
going out all the time,
you know?
Like in college, like definitely it's so easy to let it get away from you, like I was saying earlier, like you have to just and one day you just wake up and you're like, okay, how many times can I go out in a week? Comes up to that, like let's start to get it together.
Yeah, no, New York really is all about self-control as well. You need self-control. Like I said, everything is kind of at your fingertips. You can really do everything. In terms of like bad temptations, you know, you really need to be able to, because you know, especially as a teenager, you're gonna be exposed to just so much new things, good things, bad things. Yeah, I think it's really just having that power of being able to like stop yourself and being like, no, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I shouldn't go out tonight. Maybe I shouldn't hang out with this person. You know, maybe I should go to this career event that we're going to tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Opportunities will always be there.
Opportunities definitely.
For those who seek.
I mean, 100%. 100%.
That was like a movie.
Well, we're gonna go get some coffee right now. We're gonna bring y'all along with us just to kind of show the area and, you know, whatever. Just continue talking as we're out there. But
thank you for coming to this little chit chat with us. We'll be back after this coffee break.
What are some tips you feel like to kind of give some people, like, you know, people that feel that way, some sort of ammunition, like, listen, it's okay to be alone sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I don't know, since I moved to New York and the weather is, like, interesting and, like, half the time it's, like, kind of cloudy and gloomy. Unless it's summer, like, it's kind of gloomy outside. And I'm from California where it's, like, nice all the time.
And I think New York is one of those places where the weather really dictates, like, your feeling. Like,
and my roommate, my friend Antonia, she's from Brazil, so so the difference is crazy. Like, I didn't see snow until I came here, and the weather has such an effect on your mood and also me and her are both so far away from family. So I think a lot of the time, like, it's super easy to feel lonely. Even if you're surrounded by friends, even if you're surrounded, if you have a boyfriend, whatever, you can still feel lonely. And I don't know, I think some tips to get around that is, like, I don't know, usually when I feel like my worst, it's when I get caught up in a cycle, usually like during stressful times of my life, or where I'm like, it's like too gross to go outside, so I'm like in my room for like consecutive days, and I don't leave my room. That's like when I feel worse. So I suggest you gotta get outside, you gotta push yourself to go touch grass.
So honestly, yeah, like, living in New York at 23 is a
roller coaster.
It is a roller coaster. It honestly is a roller coaster approach. There's good days, there's really bad days, there's bad days. But I think what really keeps me going is having a support system.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do if I didn't have my friend group here. That is the family that I have here.
You have to, when you first come out here, it's like prime time. You have to meet as many people as you can and like find that core group of people, because like genuinely, it really is moving hard for me to stand.
We really were in a lucky case. Like, once we got here, we obviously moved in with a bunch of freshmen, so we were all looking for some sort of camaraderie. And I think it's important to kind of know where you want to take your life. You know, being in New York, like you said, there are a bunch of distractions. There's a bunch of comparing to other people.
And maybe what you think your goal is will completely change. Like, you could have an idea of who you want to be in your head, and after you move here, like, it can completely change. But it's just keeping a constant, like, eye out for what you see in your immediate future and, like, setting up goals to get there. And if you do that, you'll find you.
And being open to new things, like being open to new experiences and open new hobbies. You know, I've found so many new hobbies being out here and kind of crafting it. You know, really honing into that skill. I think it's super cool. All right, thank you guys for watching this video.
Thank
really
you for
haven't,
having me
of
on your
course,
channel.
Dana. Thank you guys.
I'll be back, guys. Comment if you want me to come back.
Exactly. We're gonna do some more stuff for sure, but please let us know if there's anything else you guys want us to talk about. We are really open book, and I kind of want to keep this going. I do want to have more rooftop sessions with a couple of my other friends. You know, see what we're all into. I think it's really cool to be transparent with my YouTube community, and update more. I feel like I haven't updated in a long time. Like I said, this last video that I did was like 5 years ago, and I'm in a complete different mindset, stage of my life. And yeah, like I said, I want to be more transparent with you guys. So let us know in the comments anything else you guys want to hear. Don't forget to tell your friend, tell your dog, tell your squirrel. I love y'all. Peace out.
Peace. Bye.